This is the story of the three Texas boys, busy minding their own business when the angel of the Lord appeared unto them, saying, when the Winston Churchills start firing their Winston rifles into the sky from the Lone Star State, drinking the Lone Star beer and smoking their Winston cigarettes, know the time is drawing nigh when the sun shall be...
There was a neat contingency in North Texas of psychedelic music. It always has been. 13th floor elevators on. It's a pretty wide open landscape and a lot of space rock, we called it back then. It was a good scene back then. And bands, younger bands, that were influenced more by shoegaze. Part of it was hearing all the shoegaze bands and realizing not a lot of the songs could hold up, and wanted to do more with it. Like, there were these great textures and sounds you'd never heard, you could only hear from record, and thought it was a great place to work with metaphor. We were just kind of trying to figure it out and searching for the missing element. Once
sonically, the MBV, the shoegaze stuff was what I wanted to listen to, but I didn't want to play really simple drums. I mean, I had come from a background of playing complicated jazz stuff, but didn't want to play that style,
And I was coming from a place where I wanted to combine Jimi Hendrix experience, a three-piece, with the kind of guitar texture and all the sound. And he was so influenced by jazz and hip-hop beats. It's like, well, this is, okay, we get some real musicality here rather than just being lost in oceans of sound, but let's do something where we make it organic. And a lot of those old shoegaze bands, only the ones where the songs are really great hold up. Songs are, that's what matters, that's what survives at the end of the day.
Adam said unties has no preface needs. Sufficient that thy prayers are heard in death and due by sentence when thou didst transgress.
We tried out several drummers. We had a couple drummers previously. Just wasn't quite up to snuff, and when Andy came in,
the house where Lift rehearsed was really close to campus where I was going to school.
We were looking for the missing link, and he was like right off the boat, like came in just full of vim and vigor, and like the first song through, like Bear Night, we were like, yeah, okay, cool. Please.
It didn't sound like rock music to me. I mean, when you're hearing those guitars without any rhythm over them, it's, I came from an orchestral background as well, and it was, it really pushes you to think about form differently. And here's the simple part, and here's the snare drum part, and each individual piece of the kit for me became, something to really find how to speak, as opposed to just laying down a beat.
Waiting to...
I initially wanted it to be a 3-album trilogy. I mean, I still do and did. It's one of my regrets in life I didn't finish. We had recorded a version a year prior to the TJC. It was close, but it just wasn't quite there, and I never wanted to put out a record that was pretty good. It showed promise. Just wanted it to be if you never did anything else, this was your one good thing, or your one, it's like some sort of justifying your existence to the universe, or we canned it, and this for a year and a half, we busted our gut just working the songs. It was only to do good work. There was no thread of making it as a...
It didn't even occur to me that was something that we were doing.
You couldn't tour. It was just for the love of the game and trying to make it good work, and just the thought of putting it out there and letting that be your justification for art, just good art, craftsmanship. So within that year, the colors really came out, the fluidity, organic nature of what I wanted, and musicality, orchestration, like you're conducting. So you're really feeling off each other. And I've never felt it since with another player, so I just play alone. So.
Under Texas is where you'll find me. It's where I'll be.
And that's stuck. Oddly enough, I think, the one thing that I thought we would really have to work for is the one thing that was automatically there 15 years later. Part retention was much harder, actually, than like playing together and having that immediate, musicality connection that we built. That was like riding a bike.
I think the most important things in a band are the drums and the vocals, and being able to play with the drummer, and having that connection, intuitive connection. You can play with better players, different people, etc. But if there's not that intuitive connection, why bother? The desire to remix the record came from hearing the mix of the first record. It just wasn't mixed like I wanted it to be mixed. It didn't really sound like the band, which is much more subtle than the live show. The live show is really over the top.
Blood on their teeth and lips.
I wanted more of that to come across, just more live and in your face, and it always bothered me because it was my baby and really worked hard on it. Just had the opportunity to make it right.
On a mission impossible to lead the troops out of the enemy's hand into the promised land.
We knew that Mute was gonna do the record and had been talking about it, and kind of like who might mix it and what it might be. And
We got Matt Pence to do it, who his was just the one that more accurately represented and captured what the band felt like live.
On a dry land down with the prophets who speak the word.
It's not like one of those bands that remasters it, that the label puts it out and like buy a remastered version that sounds exactly the same. It sounds completely different.